Welcome, and we are doing question 6, vectors. This is from the Cambridge non-calculated practice questions, extended ones. And vectors, of course, being that great topic we all enjoy so much. Doing question 6. Right, so they say the diagram shows a trapezium. Of course, trapezium means that we got two parallel sides, so OP and RQ are parallel to each other. So that means, although they're not the same length, they're all the vector B in some kind of form. Then it tells us O is the origin, which means this is where all the vectors originate from. And we got A and B. And these means the magnitude, the length of RQ equals 3/5 of the length of OP. So RQ is 3/5 of OP. And if OP is B, that means RQ, because it's parallel, is 3/5. Because parallel vectors are the same. So that tells us RQ is 3/5 of B. Right, so then it tells us find PQ in terms of A and B. Right, like all vector questions, first one is usually a little bit easier, and then following questions is often a bit harder. Okay, so we want to know what is PQ in that direction. We need to find it in terms of B and A. So we're going to take this route, right? We can say that QP equals PO plus OR plus RQ. So we're going this way, which is B. No, it's not B, because we're going in the opposite direction. It's minus B. And then A, going in the same direction, so it's positive. And then going in the same direction as 3/5 B, so that's positive. So to simplify, we need to do minus 1 plus 3/5 B, or 3/5 minus 1, which is, if we get the common denominator, we can write 1 as 5/5, because that's 1. 3 minus 5 is negative 2/5. So the A stays the A, and then, of course, we have a negative 2/5 B. Okay, so that's what we have here. A minus 2/5 B. Let's check the mark scheme quickly, which is way down here. A minus 2/5 B, or equivalent, but it has to be simplified. Okay, so there's the unsimplified answer, 1 mark. Okay, and if you don't have that, you get a mark for indicating the correct route. So, if you've done what I've done, but don't do it where I've done it, do it with the question. If you just indicate this correct route, you can only get a mark. Okay, so do that, so in case you make a mistake later on, you know you're guaranteed 50% of the marks. Right, then we get to the harder one. Okay, and this is normal for vectors. I'd like to throw a really hard question in there, because they don't want anybody to get full marks in the exam. Right, but you can do it. So as we said, RQ is 3/5 B. They tell us then PQ and OR is extended. Okay, so let's draw it over here. We have that line, which is B, and that's OP. Then we got RQ. Okay. What they do then is they extend the lines. to meet at W. Okay. Now remember, this is A, this is 3/5 B. What we have here are two similar triangles. Okay, we've got the big triangle, which is WOB, and we got the small triangle on top, which is WRQ. Now, because these are corresponding angles, and that angle is the same one, these are similar triangles, which means the angles are the same. So they are in a ratio. Similar triangles. Same triangle, just different sizes. We also know that RQ is 3/5 of OP. Okay. And similar triangles, the sides are in relation. So this is 3/5 of OP. It means RW is also 3/5 of OW. Okay. So that helps us with this side, OW, right, is 3/5. So WR, we can divide that into 3 parts. Of course, it's 3 parts of the whole side OW, which is 5 parts. Does that make sense? Of course, this is 3/5. This is 3 parts. No, sorry, this one. This one is 3/5 of the whole one. That is 5/5. See, 1, 2, 3/5. Whole thing is 5/5. That means that if OR is A, I have now divided it into half, which means this is a half A, and this is a half A. Which means this is a half A because they are all the same size. So that means OW is how many halves? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 half A's, which is 5/2A. Okay. Now, just to get back here, position vector, of course, means you start at the origin and you go towards W. That's why we're working out OW. And as you can see, OW is 4 halves A. Of course, you can write that in other ways if you do want to, but you don't have to. It doesn't say you have to write it as a mixed fraction or a decimal, but if you do, that's also fine. So let's look at the mark scheme. Important to know if we got this really difficult question correct. 5 halves A or equivalent. Okay. You get 1 mark for what I just explained there about the similar triangles. Okay. So, if you find vectors difficult, you need to feel perfectly normal. Everybody does. It's only perseverance that will make you get this right, which means you can. See you again later.